what kind of color I want it to be. That was a little yellowy. How do I feel about this one? I'll go with this one. Okay, so hi, Soul Selling Self-Care Community Group. I want to first off say thank you for even tuning into this video, joining this group, just being proactive about your self-care routine or just lifestyle, or even if you don't even know what it is and you just want to see what's up. So basically my name is Takia James. I'm from Columbus, Ohio. I started this group because I post a lot of just all different types of stuff. Some days I might be hood, some days I might be all self-care, you know, but I noticed that when I did post things about just my self-care journey throughout, especially 2020, the response I got, and I felt like it was just my duty to help connect and bring all of that together in a sense for people who want to embark on that journey. And so basically I personally really started to do self-care routines not knowing when I was like 17. I went through a lot of stuff in like my later years of high school, and I just kind of was always in a chaotic environment, and it used to really play on just how I felt about myself. And one thing I know about myself is I'm very strong-willed, and I just got to a place where certain things I would do every day really started to change my mind, which in return reflected on the outside, if that makes any type of sense. So this video will be just kind of, I'll give a couple of tips. I posted some, but I know visually sometimes it's better to see it. I have a couple of books that I refer to. I can show you. I'm going to show you also journaling, and I have different types of journals, and they all have different things that I write about in them. Because journaling is not necessarily diary entries. Journaling is a bit more focused, if that makes sense. So I say that it's important to make time for self-care routines, because it's almost kind of like trying to be a good basketball player, but you ain't never practicing. You're never going to practice. You know what I'm saying? Like, you might show up to the game. You feel me? The coach might put you in, but then you trash and he put you back on the goddamn bench. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like sometimes it comes across corny. Like, it comes across almost like, here you go, trying to be, you know, preacher. Like, but no, it's really just like, here you go trying to feel good about yourself. And sometimes it's not just waking up in the morning and saying, thank you, God. You know what I mean? Sometimes you might have to get up at 7 o'clock, meditate for 30 minutes quietly. Nothing, don't hear anything. Maybe you in the shower for 30 minutes. That's your meditation. You know what I'm saying? You just hear the shower running, and you just sitting there, and you're just giving yourself positive affirmations. And positive affirmations are basically, I call them love spells. Honestly, like, it's you telling your soul. Because what I realized is sometimes we involve ourselves. I listen to the Hood Healer. You can find her on IG, Facebook. And sometimes a lot of the things that we do serves our ego. And it doesn't serve our spirit. So therefore, it's not serving our spirit. So we want it to give us the results of a spiritual awakening. But it's an ego awakening. And when your ego gets bigger and bigger and bigger, we already know what happens with that. And so, especially if you are a busy person, like a mom, you know what I'm saying? Or a dad, full-time dad, or full-time mom, or full-time parents. Y'all might not be together, but there's a schedule the kids are on and it keeps you busy. This is important because, especially having children, or especially being in like a long-term relationship, you can lose your identity. You can lose yourself. You know what I'm saying? Especially if you live with that person. You know what I mean? Like, these are experiences that I've been through before. And which was a really big reason why in 2020, I said, no, I will not give into that ego. You know what I mean? I won't do that anymore. I'm not going to do that anymore. I'm going to build the courage, because sometimes you don't always have the courage to move forward and do things a different way. And so for a prime example, one small, very, 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 very small thing you could do. I started doing this when I was in college, about 2000. I was probably like in my junior year, 2015 or something. Ooh, okay. Like, dang, 6 years later. Okay, anyway. And so I would take a dry erase marker. I had my own apartment, and I had mirrors, always have mirrors all over the place. So what I would do is I would take that dry erase marker, and everything that I felt good about myself or I wanted to see in myself, I wrote in the mirror. Literally, right smack dab in the mirror. I know if you OCD, you might be like, girl, you got me messed up, but I'm telling you, just do it. Like, look at it brushing your teeth, doing your hair, playing with your makeup. Say those things. I put, you are beautiful, you are smart. At the time, I think that I wanted it to be something specific in my career. I put that on there. And I literally put it on every mirror in my house. You know, in my apartment, I put it on the, you know, the wall mirrors, whatever mirror. I don't care what it was. A compact mirror for you to touch up. I put it on there. Because that around that time, just a little background, I was going through a lot of shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, I was living on my own for the very first time, for real. Like, I always had a roommate or something, but this time I was by myself, paying my own bills. Everything was me. And also, school was hard. I was working full time. Most of the time I was in college, I worked full time. Besides my freshman year, I worked full time because I had to pay for school. So it was becoming a lot of stress, and talking to my friends was fine. Talking to family that I could reach to was fine, but it didn't serve my spirit. You know what I'm saying? Like, I felt like I wasn't being proactive enough. And so that's one thing you can do. That's something small. Something big, which I have on the list of things that can serve your spiritual healing and also your mental healing too. It can be one and one. They're not, you know, specifically. You can mix and match if you wanted to. I joined groups. I got around people who were either doing what I was doing or doing what I wanted to do. Now, not a peon situation, you know what I'm saying? Not like, oh, you know what I'm saying? Like, I just want to, you know, be, you know, nothing like that. It was more like I needed the energy around me so that I could be motivated every day. So I love to do spoken word. I love to write poetry. I've been writing poetry forever. I used to write music, and then I got to be a freshman in high school, and I went to see a spoken word artist from Detroit named T. Miller, and she ignited it in me. And so if you went to college with me, you might have heard me even just speak some of my pieces before. I actually joined a spoken word group that help you work on your pieces and work on your imagery when you're trying to write, and just keep you fully immersed in what you wanted to do. That was like a lifesaver for me, because for me, writing is one of my biggest passions. Like, I love to write. English was like one of my favorite subjects. I mean, my English teacher was like my mentor. I loved her. That was a lot of the big reason. But even before I met her, I always loved writing. And so being around that lifted my spirits. I was starting to serve my spirit and not serve my ego, because I feel like my ego, I was kicking it, going clubbing, being around motherfuckers who smoking and drinking all day long. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I mean? Like, I wasn't involving myself in anything. And I joined something called NCNW. And so it's National Council of Negro Women. And that was beautiful. Like, met some really beautiful people there. It was a journey. When I started doing these things, I see my spirit to start lifting up. These are things that I had to do every day. You know, these, like, get yourself into something that makes you accountable. You know, do something that you're going to be accountable for outside of your children, outside of your job, outside of your boyfriend or your girlfriend, or whoever you're dating. You know what I mean? Like, for you. And it's not always easy, but you have to, like, when I say it takes self-will, it's not going to just be you seeing me get up here and talking about it. You know what I'm saying? It's going to be a different type of thing. It's going to be something you feel in the inside. You know, even today, I'm listening to this podcast or whatever, and I'm just like, dang, I need to do this. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's okay to get inspiration, but then you have to get up and do it, which we, you know, in our faith, Christian, whatever, spiritual, whatever, it's always about, you know, faith without work is just a want. You know what I mean? It's not going to manifest into anything besides the thought. And a thought is great, but it has to be something put behind the thought. You know what I'm trying to say? So that's something that I got into and I did every day. You know what I mean? Like, if you can go to the bar with your homegirls and your niggas every Friday, 8:30, 10, whatever, every time y'all having a session, we rolling blunts, then there has to be some part of, you got to find some self-will to make some time for some self-work. Like, or you just going to be unhappy, or whatever you're feeling, that discomfort in your soul is going to stay there. So what I will show you is, let me put it on my laptop. So let me just show you a few things that I just keep with me all the time, that for, at least for what I do, I need. Like, I need. So, and what I do, like, you wake up in the morning, whether you want to pray, sit in silence, before you even roll something up, take a moment. Take a moment. Just take a quick moment. Brush your teeth. Floss. I'm learning flossing. I mean, floss. Seriously, floss. For real. Floss. Like, take a moment first. Think about what you want your day to be like. Number one, grateful to Allah Madre that you're awake. You know what I'm saying? That you're here. Because we all, I'm sure if you watch this, we've experienced people who are just never going to be here again. And that, you know what I'm saying? That shit's really, you know what I mean? Like, you just never know. Then I have this, it's like a little pamphlet. I write small stuff in here. Literally, like, this is just something for small stuff. Like, whatever, I have very terrible handwriting. Whatever is on your mind that you might want to do. Like, say you want to try a different nail color. Just write that shit down. Try a different nail color. Whatever. Like, keep something compact, whether it's your phone or something, where you can just write down anything that you feel is important to you. Write it down in here, because getting that out of your mind declutters your mind. I am an overthinker. You know what I mean? So writing is important to me. Another thing that I can say is, well, how about I say this? You can try, literally clean up your timeline. Clean up your timeline. Whatever you're on, whatever app has the most attention for you, clean it up. Instagram has my most attention. Literally. I decided like 3 months ago that I was going to clean up my timeline. So what cleaning up means is I stopped following celebrities. Now, not all of them, but I mean, I don't know, when we got to the point we just wanted to know what celebrities was doing, but it was distracting me. Because if I'm on my timeline all the time, then whatever I'm seeing on this timeline needs to be serving my spirit and not my ego. You know what I'm saying? I really stopped following them. And I'm give you a hint. The less that's on your timeline, the less time you'll spend on that app. And you'll spend doing what you need to do. You know what I'm saying? Because we can't shy away from the simple fact that these apps grasp our attention. So it's important to shape your reality. Declutter your timeline. Those memes, there's a scientific method behind those memes. It's not just a meme. You know what I'm saying? It's something to alter your feelings, to make you think a certain way. And that's real. You know, if you following niggas ain't shit all day on your timeline, you gonna feel that way all the time. So that means you gonna wake up mad, irritated, because niggas ain't shit. And you ain't even got one. You know what I'm saying? It don't make no sense. You know what I mean? So these are just some like small stuff for you to do. And I'm giving these small things because I feel like I'm still not sure. That's why I'm gonna have to do chat rooms. I'm still not sure exactly on what works for everyone. This is, you know what I mean? I don't want it to be, you don't have to do it if it doesn't resonate with you. But I will encourage you to pick something. Pick 3 things. It don't have to be on a Monday. Start today. Today, I decided that, okay, so let's talk about mental self-care tips. So, boom, I'm going to do 3-minute meditation on my break. Decompress from the workday a little bit. And then you can say, when I go home, I'm going to do a diary entry, video or voice recording. You can do a voice recording right at home. Just diary. Talk about how you feel. Today I felt like A, B, C, D. This is blah, blah, blah. Whatever. Just regurgitate it. I mean, I started doing voice recordings for diary entries in 2017. Literally. Because writing wasn't enough for me anymore. And I understand that. You know what I mean? Sometimes writing is just not enough. Sometimes I knew that I needed to hear myself. What I sounded like. Did I sound hurt? You know, hear yourself. That vibration is important. Sometimes we don't talk enough if you're always up here. And then you can also say, okay, I'm going to do that. And then you can say, I'm going to start reading a book. I don't give a damn if the book 30 pages. Pick it up and read it. Especially those of us who have been out of high school 20 years, 10 years, 5 years. We get acclimated into society real fast. Ain't a lot of reading. You know what I mean? And I think that it's important to always open up your mind. You know what I mean? And keep your mind open so that you can stay open to your journey. And those, you can find those on this page. And if you want to do something for spiritual, or even if you want to do something for like, even just like physical, you know what I'm saying? Go walking. Y'all, go outside. I don't give a damn if it's snow outside. I really don't. I really don't care. You don't got to do it every day, but go outside. You know what I'm saying? We inside at work all day. We in our cars. Then we go home. We in the house. You got to connect with nature. You got to connect with nature. You got to connect with the trees. You got to connect. Everything is one. Like, and it sounds corny, but it's just real talk. You don't really got to be into it for it to be a fact. You know what I'm saying? Like, I just think that being in the house all of the time, especially if you're a heavy smoker and a heavy drinker, you got to get up and be more proactive, especially if you want to lose weight. Because I always say, constant movement is what's helping my weight loss journey. Constantly moving. At least 1 hour out of the day, I'm constantly moving all the time. Another good thing that's good for spiritual and physical, cooking. Cook. I don't give a damn if you can't cook. Try. It's real simple recipes out there besides spaghetti, chicken Alfredo. Let's just venture off into other things we can make, ladies and gentlemen. Other things. And I feel like that helps a lot too. I started cooking a lot in 2020, in 2019. I cook all the time. And it became something I loved to do. Like, number one, I can cook, but your mind just goes. Your spirit is lifted. The smells of everything you're smelling. Looking at what you're producing. What you're creating. Because we are empaths. You know, we feel everything. And so I think that it's just important for us to constantly be in a space where we are creating something all the time. Because we are from the cosmos. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's why I feel like sometimes it's so hard for us to get into a self-care routine, because we have boxed ourselves into the skin. You know what I'm saying? Like, we have decided that we are flesh only. And since we don't know what's after the flesh, it doesn't matter. And I think that once I start learning that the flesh is not the end, it's when I started getting more courage to invest in my spiritual healing, invest in myself. So now what I'm going to talk about is, I just want to show you a couple books that have helped me, especially since I'm overthinking. This book right here, The Big Book of Small Stuff. I'm telling you now. You know what other people say, like, don't sweat the small stuff. It's for real. It's serious. And it's not a long book. And it's a reference book, too, also, for something that you could just, like, really just look at real quick when you just like, okay, I'm stuck on this one thing. How can I get over it? This is a really good book. You can find it on Amazon. I'm somebody that gets a lot of my books from the Goodwill. Just me. Do what you need to do. I want to show y'all also all the journals that I have as of right now that I keep for myself. Oh, wait. Let me show y'all this book, too. I got this book from a friend. This right here. From a friend. This friend I have, he gave this to me. It's old. It's been through a lot of things. It's an organizer. So basically what it is it like it helps you get organized, and it goes by the weeks of the year. This is the hope, you know what I mean? Like, try it out. Especially if you have kids, might really help you. Even if you're single with no kids, to me, it helped me because I needed to declutter my house. I needed to declutter my room. I needed to reorganize. I needed to get rid of things. Like, I was a hoarder. I had mail from 2012. Do you hear me? Still in my box from college, just chilling. Like, I needed it. You know what I mean? Like, for what? You know what I mean? Like, why? Really, really good book. This is the author right here. I also got this from a friend. This started me on my spiritual journey. And when I have a lot of questions, I often go to my sister Amber about my journey. But this right here, now, you don't have to read it to be a part of it, but read it if you really want to do some soul searching on how you can connect with a spirituality that relates to you. For me, it was a lot of things that I could identify as a woman, a lot of feminine aspects. And it's good to go to the Bible because there's a lot of masculine ways to move forward. You know what I mean? So this deals with kind of both. But right here, really good book. I'm on my second time reading the book, basically. So yeah, that's how much I love this book. Now, this right here is just kind of like a planner. It's like a notebook, actually. My friend Mariah, my best friend Mariah, she makes planners, notebooks, all that type of stuff. So I always grab them. And literally just writing. You know what I'm saying? This is just a notebook. This right here, for me, I write down just like pretty much dates. Maybe I want to look into a school or something. When I was writing down, like, anything for the page or the group, I would write it in here. Possible ideas for a podcast. Stuff like that is what I put in this right here. And then this is what I would call a diary. Now, I always write something certain for myself. I always do. Diary. This is where I just write my feelings. Just how I feel. Just how I feel. Bad, good, breakup, whatever. It goes in here. This is a planner right here. So this right here is just like, kind of like planning out your day, what you're doing for the month. That's what this is. It's specifically just that. Even on the notes page, I don't write anything. Everything's pertaining to projection, what I need to do, what's next for this. This right here, I call this, I wrote down what this would be for. And so basically, I said, I declare this notepad be the notepad filled with verses, down bads, advice, spoken pieces, traces of me, my mind, my beautiful mind. I have to share this. Like, that's what this is for. Creative writing, basically. So this is where I write down all my tips, and then I transfer it to my computer, stuff like that. And I feel like it's important because everything's not the same. You know what I mean? And this is an old one. I basically filled this one up. This is one of my old journals. But I'm somebody that's always had a freaking journal. All the time. So in closing, I say all that to say, because I'm coming up with 30 minutes. I said I didn't want to be past 30 minutes. I say all that to say that this is important, and I'm down to help anybody that's serious about it. It's not easy. I swear to y'all, I have my days where I don't want to do shit. You know what I mean? Like, I work a lot. Like, I work 7 days this week. You know what I'm saying? So I understand. I do. And I started this journey for real while I was in the middle of a relationship. And that's what helped me get past it, because I was already making sure I had my back already. Because sometimes you can be codependent and you don't know it. So sometimes when you do go through a breakup, you feel this long lasting feeling of despair. It all comes from not wanting to be alone. I was watching Hood Healer, and she was just talking about, I actually wrote it down. She was talking about truth. You're afraid to embrace the sun, the blessings, and this independence, afraid of being alone. That doesn't even have to be if you're in a relationship. You could be depending on your mom, your friends. I mean, that's a huge thing. I see a lot of people. I know for me, I had to learn a lot about friendships and how you're supposed to show up as a friend and all of that stuff. You know what I mean? And sometimes you too dependent on your friends. Or you friends with people who ain't your friends. It be that simple. Be alone. You know what I mean? So it's just like, I'm going to create a chat room where I feel like people who decide to take a few things, I want you to just pick 3 things from the list that you do for the next week. Starting today, pick something today or tomorrow, pick it. You know what I'm saying? And then do it. Do it, because you can do it. You can, I swear to God. Like, you really can do it. And it doesn't necessarily seem like you can do it or anything, but you can. You can do while you're sitting in your bed. You know what I'm saying? Like, so I know for me this week, I decided to do voice entries, diary entries on my phone. I also decided that I was going to take moments of silence, 3 minutes while I'm at work. I've done that since Monday. 3 minutes, total silence, kind of praying. I kind of just pray. And then the third thing that I would say that I chose to do was get some sleep, get some fucking rest. That's important. Get some fucking sleep. Get some sleep. Go to bed. Go to sleep. Recharge. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it don't seem like much, but man, how they make us feel guilty for getting sleep is crazy. And just have fun. Believe in yourself. Just know self-care looks different for everyone. When you do whatever you're doing, whether it's a diary entry, whether it's journaling, and journaling is picking something specific to talk about outside of just your emotions. So you can journal about, okay, what is going to be the most helpful way for me to obtain my master's degree? That is journaling. Okay? Because it's specific. You know what I'm saying? It's referenceable. You can go and you can say, okay, I can go and look at this. You know, diary entries usually are just, it doesn't have to be a focus. When you're journaling, you want it to be focused because it's something that is helping you move forward to something, not just get your feelings out, if that makes sense. And so if you will journal, do the pen, paper, and preparation. So get a pen, get a paper, get a piece of paper, journal. Reflect on your journal entries. Look at them. How does it make you feel? Was this helpful? Would I do this again? You know what I mean? Would I journal again? Will I do 3 minutes of meditation again? Will I do physical activity for 1 hour again? Did that lift my spirits? Will I cook every Monday and Friday and Sunday again? Did that help me feel better about whatever I needed to? Like, take that time to self-reflect, because eventually we'll get into talking about shadow work, and that is all about self-reflection and accountability. You know what I mean? So that kind of helps segue into that. And so I wanted to know about virtual meeting ups. So I'll talk to you guys about that. I want to express my gratitude. Thank you so much for tuning into this video. I knew it would be kind of lengthy, but I just really kind of wanted to just break down everything and just give you guys a really full scope on just where my mind is with it. I'm really grateful to all of you You guys have gave me so much inspiration. I'm going to upload this into the files of the group. Watch it over and over again. Share it, whatever you need to do. I just kind of wanted to have a conversation. You know what I mean? I really didn't even want to just sit here and tell you what to do. I just kind of wanted to let it flow, have a conversation, because I'm still trying to figure out how I want the page to go and look. So thank you guys so much. Yeah, have a good day.